Hi, today we are at day 3 of Upskill in GCP. What we are going to do today is to get to a roadmap. So this roadmap is to vary from individual to individual, but a generic guide how you can pick a roadmap and how we can take it further from that. So since cloud in generic, it's going to be used in variety of roles in the industry, like architect role is there, reliability engineering role is there, DevOps people are using it, sometimes even in testing side they use cloud, and infra side management they use cloud. So there are like n number of roles available. First we want to figure it out, what's our passion, what's our inline designation that matches with the cloud part. So the simple thing I would do is go to LinkedIn, search with the service provider name and the location. So in case if someone targeting to go abroad opportunities, then replace India with worldwide here. So that will give you the list of opportunities outside India. So next is you get the, in case if you never aware about like what are the designations or roles available, you can see here like these are the generic roles that would match. So once you update your profile in LinkedIn, then LinkedIn does its match automatically based on your years of experience and skill set you added. It's going to match it over here. So for example, let's see the principal engineer cloud, and it talks about XYZ stuff, and the main thing you want to look about is what you will be doing and the what we are looking for. So in generic, in terms of like this is going to involve you for the activity of day to day, and what we are looking for is going to be looking for the profile evaluation in the candidate. So generally your resume will be evaluated based on this, and in the interview you will be tested on this. So we want to first place we want to prepare for the job role, and then the resume creation is a later part. So I'm not going to talk more about what we are looking for, but what we'll be doing about is what we'll be doing that consists of the role. So it gives a clear-cut instruction as of deploying Hadoop, XYZ. So since it's going to be a mixed role, because any role in modern industry, it's not just limited to cloud. For example, even DevOps role, it might involve technology around GitHub or GitLab, and then Python, Node.js and stuff. If you take SRE, then it's going to involve about like monitoring dashboard tools and more on. Likewise, any job role which we talk about today's industry, it's not just specific to cloud, but also the additional technology part. So, but when it comes to upskilling, we want to upskill into like individual tooling part. Like for example, GCP build the specific skills that would be you need to master in the GCP part, right? So what I'm going to do is, let's take two scenarios, one for the cloud architect and another for the principal engineer cloud. So here I'm going to use the shortcut of ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do is, let's initialize this chat to the ChatGPT saying that please, I'm a fresher, just began be free tier, list me learning path, list me services to focus to get into state of below job requirement, and then just paste the job requirement over here. So then it's going to work for us to list down the job part, right? So compute engine, it's giving some XYZ stuff. Let's do one more thing for cloud architect. And so again, it's here they made it more simplified, like qualifications and skills and roles and responsibilities. Let's take the roles and responsibilities because that's what we wanted to get target for at the first place. So just keep same for this one, so that we are giving inputs of the job description and getting the output. So now it can vary from like job to job. You can give as many job description and get the list out of it. And then what we are going to do is we want to do a consolidated learning plan. So for now I'm targeting for the architect and principal job role as an example. So once this is done, give me order wise service to start with to achieve above 2 roles. So now I'm asking to focus on the order wise. So you see that it started giving, like, you start with I am, and then the compute engine, the VPC stuff, and so on. So let's copy this. So this is going to be our fundamental learning plan to kickstart. And so this is for me. So your search result would vary, your desired designation would vary, but ideally at the end of this activity, you would get something similar learning plan for you, right? So that's the ultimate purpose of doing this one. So let's do this. We have this list of services to cover. Next thing is we need some guide out there, right? Like to focus on it. So one way of doing is like go to YouTube and learn. That's one way of doing it. The another one way is to figure a right structure or right daily roles that would match. So one way of achieving it is the certification part. So let's see, like GCP is offering in the certification aspect. So I just searched with the keyword GCP certificate, and yeah, so we have Google Cloud certification, and we could see they have like 3 levels of certification offered, one for foundation, one for association, and one for professional. And also they given the recommended candidate as well, like who can do it. So in my case, since I already have the quite prerequisite of cloud, I worked in AWS and have experience over 5 years in cloud. So I'm going to skip this one, the foundation certificate. And if I go with associate versus professional, if you see the professional one, it's mentioned that has in-depth experience setting up cloud environment for organization. So I believe here when they say organization, it might be GCP focused, right? And then has in-depth of deploying service and solution based on business requirements. So, and then the wide role is this one. But if I go with the middle level, which is the associate certification, it says has experience deploying applications and managing cloud enterprise. And if I see, the role is cloud engineer part. So if I go over here for checking it out, and we can see the exam guide provided in the page. So let's see like what exam guide is there to offer. This gives you the clear-cut picture what will be tested in the exam aspect. So I'm going to finalize. I will be going with targeting this one as a curriculum, the associate cloud engineer, and in our daily role or daily learning plan, I will be focusing on these sections. So you can work on your own learning plan. You might be arriving with your own set of action items, and we'll be starting. But since it's a new beginner level, I believe this one should be a more best fit for me, because this is starting with the basics of the IAM, the user and other creation stuff, and managing the cost aspect, and covering the basic services around the VM, storage, and what database and other services is going to offer, and also it's covering the basic of VPC and subnet aspect. So I'm going to lock the learning path to upskill at the initial phase to the associate cloud engineer. Maybe we can pivot it later, deviate it if we think it's too basic, or if we think too advanced, we can scale it down to the foundation. If you think to beginner level, we can scale it up to professional level as we start with it. Okay, so they also have some benefits they are given. We will explore that later. But for now, if I see where to kickstart, right? So we need a foundation guide. So one way is to go with the official documentation. So for example, creating a resource hierarchy. So go here and search for GCP and create resource hierarchy. The documentation is going to come, and we can go through this step by step in the upcoming days. The another one way of doing is purchase a online course from Udemy. So let's say we search for GCP Associate Cloud Engineer, and that's going to list us the already existing courses, and the review itself is going to speak us like from the previous clients. Again, it's not sponsored by either by Rangakarnam or by Udemy, right? But this is generally affordable. So here it says 4,000, but generally of month end wise, we would get for like 500, 600, within 1,000 rupees we should be able to get a course from the Udemy. So I would wait till the price goes down and then purchase it, but I feel that I'll just go with the rating part and buy this course. So this is going to be act as a reference. I'm not going to follow the same structure as in the course. For example, here they start with the Google Cloud regions and zones and compute engines for like launching the EC2 and stuff. So that can be the more beginner level mistake would do, like they purchase a course and then they start from A to B of the course, but then once finishing the course they come and see the exam requirement. It would be like a few topics would be missed because the course would be designed in a different aspect, but then the exam would be testing in a few other additional pieces, because obviously 100% can't be tested in the 50 questions. So the courses are generally designed in a way what is the major questions asked in the exam, not focused on what is the role they're trying to derive from the exam aspect, right? So that's one thing I keenly observed from the past cloud certifications aspect. So I'm going to stick with what's given in the exam guide, the section 1, section 2, section 3. So we'll pick each one point in upcoming days. We'll try to understand, grasp the concept and take it up from that. So yeah, so now we have the, based on the job designation available, we figured out the list of services, and then we could manage to sort it down to like which certification we are going to take it as a roadmap, and also we aligned on a Udemy course reference which will be take it as a guidance to refer the topic other than the official GCP documentations. So this is the progress we have made in day 3. So I would highly recommend you to not to just blindly follow me like the pattern. Take your time, understand your passion, go through the job designations or job roles which you would be like keenly trying to work on, and then take the journey from there. So you can implement the same formula for any cloud tracking like Azure, GCP, AWS. It's going to work for sure. Okay, so best wishes. See you in the next video on our process of upskill in GCP. Thanks.